Welcome back to our Health and Wellbeing channel. Before we dive into today's topic, have a look at our playlist for more enlightening videos. Today, we'll be unraveling the mystery of mercury contamination in seafood, a topic of utmost significance for health enthusiasts and seafood aficionados alike. The journey we're about to embark on will shed light on how this silvery liquid metal finds its way into our favorite seafood dishes. So, are you ready to explore how mercury ends up in your beloved seafood? Stay tuned. First, you need to understand what mercury is. Mercury, the only metallic element that is liquid at room temperature, is naturally occurring in the environment. It's found in the Earth's crust, but human activities such as mining and burning fossil fuels can increase its release into the atmosphere. Mercury exists in several forms: elemental or metallic mercury, inorganic mercury compounds, and organic mercury compounds. Each form has different properties, usage, and health effects. It's used in various industries, from electronics to pharmaceuticals, and even in traditional practices like gold mining. However, mercury is not all about utility. It's also a potent neurotoxin, meaning it has harmful effects on the nervous system. High levels can cause damage to the brain and kidneys, among other health issues. Mercury's presence in the environment, its industrial uses, and its potential health risks make it a significant concern for public health and environmental safety. Now that we know what mercury is, let's delve into how it gets into our oceans. How does mercury, which is used in industries, make its way to our oceans? This is a question that has far-reaching implications for both our environment and our health. To understand this, let's delve into the cycle of mercury contamination. Mercury, a naturally occurring element, is also produced as a byproduct in many industries. It's often released into the atmosphere during the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. This airborne mercury can travel long distances, and when it comes down, it often finds its way into our water bodies. Now let's consider rainfall. When it rains, the mercury in the atmosphere gets washed down. This rainwater, carrying mercury, then flows into rivers and ultimately into our oceans. That's how mercury from industries ends up contaminating our oceans. Another way mercury enters oceans is through direct industrial discharge. Some industries release their waste directly into water bodies, and this waste can contain mercury. This is a more localized problem, but it still contributes to the overall mercury levels in the oceans. But human activities aren't the only source of mercury in oceans. Natural events like volcanic eruptions or forest fires can also release mercury into the atmosphere, which then makes its way into the oceans. Once in the ocean, mercury undergoes a transformation. Bacteria in the water convert it into a highly toxic form called methylmercury. This methylmercury gets absorbed by small organisms, which are then eaten by larger ones, and so on up the food chain. This process is known as biomagnification. Each step up the food chain, the concentration of mercury increases. By the time we reach the top predators, like sharks or swordfish, the mercury levels can be quite high. So it's clear that our actions play a significant role in mercury contamination. But how does this mercury end up in seafood? To answer that, we need to look at the food chain in the oceans, which we will explore in the next scene. Our oceans are teeming with life and, unfortunately, also with mercury. The mercury found in our oceans doesn't stay put. It undergoes a fascinating yet concerning process known as bioaccumulation and biomagnification. Let's break it down. Bioaccumulation refers to the buildup of substances like mercury in an organism's body. Think of it as a sponge absorbing water. A fish, for example, might ingest mercury by eating smaller organisms or absorbing it from the water. Over time, the amount of mercury in the fish's body increases because it's absorbed at a rate faster than it can be excreted. Then comes biomagnification. This is the process where the concentration of mercury increases as you move up the food chain. Here's how it works. A small fish with a little mercury gets eaten by a bigger fish. This bigger fish has not only its own mercury, but also the mercury from the small fish it just ate. Now imagine this process repeating multiple times. By the time we reach the top of the food chain, the levels of mercury can be quite high. But mercury doesn't stay as is in the water. It has a more sinister form, methylmercury. In water, mercury can be transformed into methylmercury by certain bacteria. This methylmercury is easily absorbed by fish and shellfish and is not easily eliminated from their bodies. Why is this important? Methylmercury is a potent neurotoxin, meaning it can cause damage to the nervous system. That it's particularly harmful to developing fetuses and young children, but can also affect adults. So when we enjoy a seafood dinner, we might be ingesting more than just the beneficial proteins and omega-3s. The mercury that was once in the water transformed into methylmercury and accumulated in the seafood could now be on our plates. This process explains why some of our favorite seafood might be packed with more than just proteins and omega-3s. Now comes the pressing question: what does this mean for us, the consumers? Mercury, when consumed in large amounts, is a potent neurotoxin. This means it has the potential to harm our nervous system. Picture this: our nervous system is like a complex network of electric wires that sends signals from our brain to different parts of our body. Now imagine what would happen if a corrosive substance starts eating away at these wires. That's essentially what mercury does. It impairs the brain's ability to send vital signals, leading to a host of neurological issues. Symptoms can range from minor ones like trembling hands, insomnia and memory loss, to more severe conditions like muscle weakness, lack of coordination, and even vision and hearing loss. The risks are even higher for certain groups of people. Pregnant women and young children in particular need to be very cautious. The developing brain of a fetus or a young child is especially vulnerable to the damaging effects of mercury. Exposure to high levels of this toxic substance can lead to developmental delays, learning disabilities, and motor skill impairment in children. For pregnant women, consuming mercury-contaminated seafood is a double-edged sword. On one hand, fish is a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for the baby's brain development. On the other hand, the mercury in the fish can damage the very organ it's supposed to nourish. It's a tragic irony, isn't it? In short, mercury contamination is not something to be taken lightly. It poses a significant threat to our health and well-being, particularly to the most vulnerable among us. But seafood is a crucial part of a balanced diet, providing us with essential nutrients that we can't easily get from other sources. It's alarming, isn't it? But don't worry, there are ways to enjoy seafood without putting your health at risk. We'll delve into those in the next segment. Stay tuned. Scene script. Seafood is a great source of nutrients, and it's possible to enjoy it safely. Now, let's delve into how you can continue to relish your favorite seafood dishes, even with the specter of mercury contamination. First off, it's all about smart choices. Not all seafood is created equal when it comes to mercury levels. Certain fish are known to have lower mercury concentrations. These include salmon, sardines, trout, and herring. Shellfish like oysters, clams, and scallops also tend to have lower mercury levels. By choosing such options, you can significantly lower your mercury intake while still getting the nutritional benefits of seafood. Next, variety is the spice of life, and it also holds true for seafood consumption. By eating a range of different seafood, you're not only diversifying your diet, but also distributing the risk of mercury exposure. It's like putting your eggs in different baskets. So don't hesitate to try different types of seafood. Your palate and your health will thank you. Portion control is another key aspect. It's not just about what you eat, but how much you eat. Eating small portions of seafood throughout the week, as opposed to consuming large amounts in one sitting, can help manage potential mercury exposure. Think of it as a seafood tasting menu that lasts all week. Lastly, pay attention to advisories. Local and national health authorities often issue advisories about the safety of consuming certain types of seafood. These advisories can provide valuable guidance on what to eat and what to avoid. Remember, knowledge is power. Being aware of mercury contamination doesn't mean you have to give up seafood. It means you can make informed choices. So, enjoy your seafood, but do it wisely. Because when it comes to your health, you're the captain of your ship. So, there you have it, a simple explanation of mercury contamination in seafood. We've journeyed through the mercury cycle, its entry into the oceans, and how it ends up on our plates. We've also delved into the risks associated with mercury consumption and how you can safely enjoy seafood. Knowledge is power, and sharing this power can lead to healthier choices for everyone. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Your engagement helps us continue to provide valuable content. Until next time, stay informed and